dog is interrupting the show.
He wants to be on.
You stupid dog, Jaeger. Oh, hey, welcome back, America. Oh, my God. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope you argued about politics. Welcome to the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. It's presented by, oh, hold on a second. Let me look at this. The Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. Hey, America. You ever want to be on the show? Of course you do. You know what we should do? You should head on over to the ericandrodneyshow.com where you can fill out an application and perhaps you'd be allowed to come on here. Then you're going to go, oh my God, I had so much fun on this show. I should be on other shows. You're never going to believe this. We can book you on 1 million podcasts if you go to the ericandrodneyshow.com. One more thing. You go, oh my God, I was so good on this show. I was so good on those shows. I should have my own show. Who is going to produce and edit and post it for me? You're never going to believe that. That, I don't know. Head on over to the ericandrodneyshow.com. Get your own show. Ladies and gentlemen, very special guest today. Welcome to the Eric and Rodney Show, Karen Sage, the CMO of Shipwell. Welcome, Karen.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome, Karen.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, listen, thank you for being here. So Karen, I'm not sure if you've seen the show, but generally speaking, what we do is the first half hour, we cover the news because America demands our opinions on such things. The second half hour, we talk about you and how you put pink on a website and got in trouble. This is going to be a good discussion. I can feel it. Oh, hi, Jenny Winnie. How are you? Welcome back. Before we get to that, though, every day in the United States is some reason to celebrate some big day. This is an obvious one, but it's a big one, especially for us who do things on the internet to make a living. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the holiest of American holidays, Cyber Monday. Oh, my God. Can you believe it? Here it is again. Robin, do you know anything about Cyber Monday?
No, not a clue. Why is it holy? I'm confused.
Why is it holy? Because it's the biggest online retail day of the goddamn year.
Oh, is this like
Robin, get your mind right.
Is this like a Black Friday?
Can we lose the banner?
Thing?
I'm confused.
Yes. I like how much Rodney hates
the banner. Throws me off, Karen. How about you?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody get your head back in the game. The banner's gone.
Sorry.
So Cyber,
Okay.
it's
time
fine.
to buy stuff.
Time to buy stuff. I looked up the history. So 1-800-Flowers, I believe, tried this first, but they tried to make it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Didn't really fly. A lot of people put their heads down, figured it out. It has to be the Monday after Thanksgiving. But look at these goddamn numbers. $11 billion. $11 billion. So I guess that begs
Here's the thing, though, right? How did we, in what is that, 8 years? How did we go from, that's $8-something billion, like $7-something billion we've spent more? Yeah. Did the price of things rise?
I don't know if it has to do with inflation or we have to be told which day to buy stuff online. I mean, sales are pretty good, I guess.
And more is going online, right?
More is going online. I think Black Friday, I used to think wasn't much of a big deal anymore, but the news on Friday said, so we have outlets around here. They said there's 4-hour delays to the outlets. And then once you get there, you're obviously fighting with people to buy whatever fucking TV or PlayStation 5. That's crazy when you can buy shit online.
I thought it would be higher, 11 billion a year for online shopping. Seems a bit low.
It does seem a little bit.
There's no COVID effect. Where's the COVID effect?
That's a good point. I think we were spending.
I think people really logged in. They really tuned in. I mean, it went up the year of COVID, right? And that 2020 is 10.8.
Yeah,
no man, 10.8. We really people said, you know what, get the credit card out at showtime.
Yeah, there was only one regression from 2020, but even that was slight. Jennifer Watkins, I do believe it's called Black Friday because that's the day that businesses get back into the black, having been in the red all year. Is that right? Well, listen, you got to wake up pretty early in the morning to get one past me, Jenny Winnie. Anyway, I just wanted to say I had a personal tragedy this weekend. My fucking tree fell over and it shattered a lot of ornaments. I know.
Did the cat, right? Did the cat do it?
The cat, I believe, the cat didn't knock it over, but the cat has been climbing it, so I think it got unbalanced. So we have a naughty ornament swap every year where we try to buy each other disgusting ornaments. So I was hoping in a lot of those shattered.
I was going to say, these are some weird looking ornaments I've never seen.
Yeah, this one, I don't know if you can tell.
You got the Avengers.
What's that?
You got Mario and the Avengers. What is going on?
Those are not Robin. Those are not the offensive ones. So I used to go to a place called Pornaments, but they had to change their name because of SEO purposes. So they changed it to Cheeky Ornaments. So I had to rebuy some of the ones we have here, but I don't know if you can tell, but there's there's, Santa in drag. This one in the bottom left is a shaved beaver. Get it? So the one place I wanted to go had no Black or Cyber Monday sales. Can you believe it? I have to full price on replacing all my ornaments.
They seem pretty inexpensive. Is $20 a lot? I don't know.
$20. No, I mean not for this quality. I mean you get a teddy bear and bondage.
Now are these vegan?
I think they're vegan. I think
Are these vegan leather?
I think so. Gingerbread's having sex. Oh, it's just delightful. What a time to be alive, I guess is my point. I'll see, Jen, look, I know these things. I'm a genius. I'm a goddamn genius. I just want to say one other thing too, because of our guest here today. You're into brands, right, Karen? If I was, you know what today is too? National Brand Day. Can you fucking believe it?
It's kismet.
It's kismet. So National Brand Day, I read this, is to remind entrepreneurs to express gratitude and appreciation for having a brand. Isn't that lovely?
It is.
Now, we're going to get into this later, but I was like, oh, brands. What are the best brands? And then
the Eric and Rodney brand.
The Eric and obviously it's the best. We're going to be on next year's list. But I did want to talk about this later in the show when we talk about brands, because I keep getting told that these zillennials or gillennials, whatever the fuck they are, they care about, authenticity and a brand's purpose. Can I just run through these real quick? Apple has suicide nets at their iPhone factories. Amazon doesn't let their drivers piss. I don't know what Microsoft has done. Google's done some evil shit. Coca-Cola, they sell diabetes for a living. Mercedes-Benz, I drive one. I think they were owned by the Nazis. McDonald's has killed more Americans than anything else. Disney's fucking evil. So I just have a hard time going, you know what, we can. Nike still uses slave labor, child slave labor. And we go, oh, I just really care about the mission. No, we don't. But we'll talk about that later. We talk about brands. Anyway, Robin, you want to talk about some news?
I don't know. It was really good.
Cheers up.
Cheers up.
Timely also. My girlfriend just bought a $1,500 belt from Gucci.
I'm sorry, a $1,500 belt?
A belt.
Is it any better than a $20 belt, do you think?
It's the logo.
You guys must be printing money over there.
I know, Rodney.
Not me.
What does she do for a living?
Social media stuff. I don't know.
OnlyFans? You can say OnlyFans on this show. That's the only way anyone would be able to
Is she an influencer?
A naked one? Is she a naked? What's her, Robin, just for a friend? What's her name?
I'm not going to tell you. But no, there's actually no OnlyFans in the Philippines. We don't have OnlyFans in the Philippines.
Sure you don't.
Otherwise, I would be on it. Believe me.
What's the website blocked? You can't go to www.onlyfans.com. What, do you live in North Korea?
No. It's a thing in the Philippines because creating pornographic stuff in the Philippines is very illegal. You can watch it, just don't create it.
So the country is riddled with ladyboys, but you just can't put it on the internet.
Nope.
My God. All right. Well,
they don't want to exploit anyone.
No, that'd be ridiculous. All right. What's in the news? What's in the news?
The news is about to get very political. Well, we just came off Thanksgiving, so I thought, good segue. So we covered it on the show a week ago, how our favorite senior citizens were gathered to talk about tensions between China and the U.S.
Oh, boy.
Now, I want to believe that the talks went kind of swimmingly, but of course, the media and the reporters had to mess it up. So this one reporter, she brought up a conversation to Biden about when he once called Xi a dictator and if he still felt that way. Now the room was very tense. It's kind of like when you finally bury the hatchet with your girlfriend or wife and they bring up something you said or did like 8 months ago. Very similar situation. So
exactly.
I'm getting pretty good at this. The particular story is about one reaction by Secretary of State Blinken, where he looked visibly distressed, almost as if he was crying or scared for his life. Now, we don't know the specifics of the meeting, but judging by reactions, people on social media are scared.
Yeah. So do you want to watch? It's 18 seconds long. You want to see this guy's reaction when Biden calls him a dictator? Look, we're very interactive.
After today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Well, look, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he is a guy who runs a country that is.
Now, for context, this guy tried very hard to bridge the gap, to get these two people together, to avert war, and fucking old man Biden has to call him a dictator. Here's the thing. Biden calling him a dictator, I gotta tell you, he's probably a dictator. If it looks like a dictator,
he might like it. What's wrong with being a dictator if you're a dictator?
Well, that's the thing. For a guy who claims he doesn't like to be called a dictator, he does a lot of dictatorial things. Like, he abolished term limits, so he's president for life. He's using his military power to get rid of personal enemies. He's doing a lot of dictator-esque shit. So
he looks pretty buttoned up.
Robin, he's your next door neighbor. Do you view him as a dictator?
Yeah, we do.
Well, that's because he's
missing all the colorful buttons, though. What do you call those? Distinguishments.
All right, so he's a few buttons away.
He expresses himself in the lively color known as gray.
He identifies as a dictator, I think, in many ways. But so Biden calling him a dictator is not necessarily wrong. And I'll tell you this, if Trump did it, half the country would be like, yeah, fuck him. They'd be like, yeah, he's a man. He's insulting him to his face. Biden does it, so he's just an old idiot, which I agree with. And I'd like to think that it wouldn't matter, but then we did a story last week where we're beefing with England over steel, so now we just increase whiskey taxes. So this is going to have some sort of goofy-ass repercussion. The bigger issue is old men just saying dumb shit. Biden is so old. He was 78 when he was elected. Fucking Kennedy was 43. Clinton was 46. These are reasonable ages. What are we doing? And he's running again. He's going to say more dumb shit. 5 more years of saying dumb shit. It ain't good. It ain't good. Speaking of your boy, though, the dictator, did you know that he has friends in Iowa? Did you want to serve that up?
Yeah, I would love to. So while most mainstream media, and us included, we try to paint President Xi as a bad guy, you'd be surprised to find out he actually has some American friends. Mm-hmm. So this goes back to way back in 1985, when he wasn't as very politically relevant as he is now.
Less of a dictator.
Yeah, so he wasn't, he was like a lowly, some kind of position in agriculture. And he went to Iowa to share and learn agricultural methods and tech. So he made a great group of friends, and he says that these are the first people he met in America. And to him, these people signify what America is all about. Now, it's a little bit funny to me how, like 30 years ago, this guy was sleeping in the bedroom of a local family whose son went away for college. He was just kind of like an irrelevant backpacker in Iowa. Now he's public enemy number 1. Quite the transition.
Yeah. So these are his Iowan friends. And I got to tell you, as far as white people go, I think Iowa whites are probably as Caucasian as you could possibly get, right? That is some purebred Caucasian shit. And they're like best friends with this guy.
These are Xi's friends?
These are Xi's friends.
Yeah.
Here's the Chinese flag next to the Iowa state flag while they enjoy a glass of wine.
Wow.
Here's our boy going aboard.
That is something else, man.
What is happening? This is he's just talking about some Iowa shit while this guy pretends to be into it. But it harkens back to this idea. Like, a lot of my friends are like right-leaning libertarian. I am not. A lot of my friends are black. I am not. I have a lot of women friends. So I think if you're opposites, it could work. I just find it fascinating. This chemical engineer came to study American agriculture, and now he's the dictator of one of the world's largest companies. But he still hangs out with his Iowan friends. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that show the power?
True to his roots.
It's true to his Iowan roots.
And you know what? I noticed he ditched the gray.
No, he's
the gray communist suit.
He left his dictator suit at home. He's a man of the people.
You know what? In keeping with that story, though, like, I did notice there's no pageantry on his suit. Like, how do we know he's not, the other dictator?
You know what I think it is? He can read a room. He knows that shit wouldn't fly in Iowa. Try that in a small town. You know what I mean?
I don't think he's a prisoner.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I think it. Go ahead, Robin.
Take a look at the body language in his photo. Everyone has like their hands crossed. Very, they don't really seem like friends, do they? They seem kind of like scared.
No, because they'll tell you what happened. 40 years ago, a chemical engineer from China who speaks no English showed up to look at their John Deere tractors. And they were like, we should befriend him. We should make him some casseroles. They didn't see this coming. And now when he comes to the United States, he's like, do you want to hang out? And what are they going to say? No to the Chinese dictator? Of course. But they're not having a good time. I mean, this is pretty uncomfortable. You think the chick in the red is glad to be there? She's just like, please, God.
You know what I would have said to him if he came to see me? I'd have said, you know what? I'm glad you're here, Xi. I've got a real treat for us tonight. We're going down to the China Walk, one of my favorite spots. And you tell me if you think it's real deal or not.
The guy standing up right now is like, have you ever had Chinese food? It's unbelievable. Our crab rangoons.
Buffet. Buffet. China buffet.
Oh, a buffet.
He's standing like this. He's like, gee, you're going to love Outback. You're going to love it. The Olive Garden. Unbelievable.
There's no way Iowa has like mom and pop restaurants, right? It's all strip malls and chain restaurants. It has to be. Hibachi. I'm sure they.
You don't think he's asking him, why do politicians and commanders in the military in China keep disappearing, G? Asking for a friend.
I think
So-
they're like,
If any of you guys had a time machine, would you go back to 1985, visit a certain backpacker?
hey,
I'll pass.
no, because
I don't know how he can help me.
he
I'm
hasn't
just
really.
thinking about it. Can he help me? I don't need any gray suits.
He hasn't really affected me yet. I know he's going to take over the Philippines, but I live in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's not really my problem. Yeah, we can't. You know what? We got a lot going on.
If I went back to 1985, I'd put $10 billion on the Bears in the Super Bowl. That's what I would do. I'd leave this backpacker alone. I don't give a shit. All right, what else is in the news? We're going to talk about branding.
Give us the dates.
Speaking about
Okay, so
branding,
this is going to seem pretty bizarre for people that have freedom. So when we look at North Korea, they obviously have a lot of freedom. The only thing you have to worry about as a man in North Korea is your haircut. So there are only 15 state-approved haircuts for men. And if you don't follow the state-approved haircut, your family gets punished for 3 generations. Now, everything should be fun and dandy if you just regularly visit the barber. But there's one big problem here. Can we pull up the state-approved haircuts?
I have a question. What's the punishment?
it's life in prison, isn't it?
For 3 years?
Everything seems to be life in prison over there. I got to tell you, I ran some numbers. I read some other research. Real quick, Caesar, how are the mushrooms in Vegas? Give me a full report. Yeah, so these are state-approved haircuts. So North Korea is having a hair crisis. Everyone's going bald. The reason they're going bald is because they can't find shampoos or soaps that aren't full of harsh chemical treatments. So then they go and they do this bullshit. Like they'll go under black light, or they'll massage their scalps, or they'll very Eastern medicine-y.
This is North Korea?
This is North Korea.
They have electricity?
This
Wow.
one building.
Wow.
My
Space age.
Can I just say too, like there's an article about their hair. Can I just run through what you're not allowed to do in North Korea?
Wow.
No internet, no TV, no smiling on July 8th, because that's when the original the guy died. So if you smile, it's either death or life imprisonment. There's no driving if you're a woman. Even if you're not a woman, only 1 in every 100 people has cars. You cannot leave the country. You cannot make long distance phone calls. You cannot wear jeans, and you can't talk shit about the government. Watch this. Fuck Biden. Nah, nothing happens. If you did that over there, forget about it. But here's the hair.
You can't wear jeans. What do you wear? I'm so confused.
They associate jeans with Western culture, so you're not allowed to wear jeans.
Well, what's this machine? I guarantee you it came from the Western side. I'm sure they didn't come up with it.
Of course you're there for a psychedelic conference. Here's my thing though. If you need hair care treatment, just come to the United States. Robert, I know you've never seen anything like this. This is this is hair.
This is an old photo. Now this is behind plexiglass, and you have to get an associate with a gun.
That's true. If you're going to wash your hair, you need to talk to someone in security. But oh my God, look at us. We just love hair stuff.
Why can't they order it from Amazon?
I don't know. The solution seems so obvious and plentiful. I have no idea what's going on.
Or you could just not wash your hair.
Or you cannot wash your hair. That's an option too. I don't think you have to wash your hair necessarily. I do because I have a lot of product, but I think other people don't have to.
The main problem
I've never washed my hair. Never.
Weird.
The only problem is that male pattern baldness is not state approved. It's not.
Oh shit! You're
That's
right.
the whole point of this thing. So you
my God.
can't go bald.
Oh wow, is that what's happening?
You know what's fucked up too is not only is the harsh chemical treatments that they have in their state issued shampoos, but they're saying the military hats clog their pores, causing infection and hair follicles to fall out. You have to do 10 years in the military as an able-bodied male. 10 years wearing a hat that's destroying your hair, and then you're gonna get in trouble for having no hair.
Isn't this the same haircut over and over?
Yeah, there's not a lot of variation.
And where's the Kim Jong-un?
Nope. Not allowed to do Kim Jong-un. You can't
do that one.
No.
That one's reserved.
No, I'm serious. That's not in the proof. What if I got my hair styled up like Kim Jong's?
I think that's
work camp.
That's work camp, baby, for the rest of your life and your kids. I know there's a lot of bad things about capitalism. I think it's the worst monetary system, but it's the best we have. But this breeds capitalism. I mean, this is beautiful. And this is the opposite. So I'm going to stick with this.
How do they know if you've been smiling? I'm just curious. Do they have a smiling police?
Yes, they have smiling police. Of course they do. July 8th is a very somber day. So here's the thing, though. They said in South Korea, there's also a hair loss problem. 1 in 5 South Korean men are going bald. It was a topic in the presidential campaign because they wanted the government to pay for hair care treatment. So I don't know what's going on in North and South Korea, but there's a hair issue. I looked it up, though. 37.79% of American men are bald.
Wow.
I know. Karen, how do you feel about bald men?
No comment.
Oh, she doesn't like them. That's incriminating. Listen, if I lost my hair, I think I'd probably kill myself. Look at this. It's where my power derives from.
Or you could just buy some more, like Elon.
You're more of that, the bigger the hair, the closer to God kind of.
That's right. We're the closer to Satan. Now, speaking of Satan, did you want to do a nice segue into the Satan story?
Yeah. Well, I thought we were going to cover the one about the Christmas trees.
The Christmas trees. Hail Satan.
So it's almost December, and people are bringing out the Christmas trees and doing Christmas shopping. So there was this festival in Wisconsin, and it caused a bit of commotion. So it was a Christmas tree festival, and among the displayed trees was a satanic worship tree, and it was adorned on one of the ornaments. It said, "Hail Santa," and people just lost their minds. There was also a pink and blue gender diversity tree, and now because of that, Wisconsin is being compared by the locals to transforming into California. Why is that even a thing?
California? Oh, because
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty fucking funny.
But
that's pretty good.
I feel like these people are a bit ignorant because communists, like real communists, do they know what side they're on for the gender stuff?
No, and communists have nothing to do with Satan. They just like that word because it gets people all excited. I'll say this about, so I would love to be a Satanist just because it annoys people, but I don't like dogma of, like, I don't want to dress up like a goth dork. So these kids back here are the ones that brought the Satan thing. This is the official that's all pissed off. Frustratingly, there's not a great picture of the Satan tree. This is as best that I could do. Red lights, hail Santa. I mean, they were just being dickish. Here's my problem, though, is that they're just being dicks to be dicks. They don't have a point. There's a great documentary called Hail Satan ? This has to do with some, I forget what state it was, but they wanted to put the 10 Commandments on government land in front of the town hall. So the Satanists came out and was awesome. Absolutely. As long as you put a statue of Satan there too, because it's all about religious freedom, right? So at least these guys had a point. They're just being assholes. Why are you bringing a Satan tree to a Christmas? And listen, I'm an atheist. I don't give a fuck who does what, but you're just being dicks. Like, there's no reason to do
These
this.
two gentlemen here, didn't we recently see a video of them doing on Instagram of them doing the hot chip challenge?
Oh yeah. they're
right?
all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are a mess. Get out of here.
That's where they belong. I did look up the Satanic Commandments, though, and I have bad news, boys. We're breaking these too. Look at the number one. Do not give opinions or advice unless you asked. This whole show is giving unsolicited opinions and advice. Don't tell your troubles to others unless you want. I got to tell you, objectively speaking, these are better than the 10 Commandments. They get a little goofy, but when someone else is home, show them respect. I mean, I can get behind that. If someone annoys you, treat them with cruelty and mercy. I mean, or without mercy. That makes sense. Do not make sexual advances. Look at number 5. Do not make sexual advances unless you give them the mating signal. These make a lot of sense.
This makes a lot of sense for 5. I think here's what I've come to learn. I think a lot of the people that have been accused of doing some Me Too stuff maybe got confused on 5.
Yeah. Well, the mating signal,
5. Yeah.
They can be vague. Like, she made eye contact with me. Obviously a mating signal.
They're breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Number 9, do not harm young children. I mean, we can all get behind that, can't we?
Yeah.
Not a single thing on this list is bad.
I think number 7 gets a little weird. Acknowledge the power of magic if you employed it successfully to tame your own desires. I mean, can we get the magic out? There's 11. Just kill number 5. Or is it 7?
What is the mating signal?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is it a sound, a signal?
I was going to divert to you because I assumed, I'm not assuming. Anton LaVey, a man, wrote this. So I think he's he's saying women are giving the mating signals. I would say so. You got to let us know what the mating. Do you guys have like? Is it a handshake?
I missed that part of class.
Is this it? That's not it.
That looks about right.
Looks like something.
The satanic mating signal. Karen, how do you feel about the Satan tree? Are you for what they're doing here? Are you against?
I love it. I think it's really pretty.
It is a nice. It
was well done. It was well
an
done.
aesthetically pleasing design.
Mhm.
I agree with you.
Nice.
There was no
And they
pictures.
got news. Like, they got news. They got awareness. I mean, hey.
That's all it is. They got their picture in the paper. This guy's doing the Satan hand signal. So good for them.
Good job.
Now they can have something to talk about at their next meeting.
Remember when we brought the Satan tree to the Christmas thing? Wasn't that awesome?
And we got the guy in the suit to say something about us. Yeah.
All right.
You guys pulled that off so well.
Go get some therapy and calm the fuck down. Stop it with this. I mean, it's all goofy, but this is exceptionally goofy. All right, what are we doing next? Best Buy?
Yeah, Best Buy.
Okay.
Or do you want to cover pickleball? You choose.
Rodney, you want to go straight to pickleball? Let's do pickleball.
Okay. Well, actually, this last story is really for you, Rodney. So for whatever your plans and investments are in pickleball, you got to get the ball rolling quickly, because you'll never guess who's also now a huge fan of pickleball, and he's
no idea.
rich. Very
Trump.
rich. Any guess?
Close.
Nope.
So close. Keep going. You're on the right path, kind of. Super fucking rich.
Elon.
Almost there.
Elon.
Very adjacent. All right. You give up? This guy, Bill Gates.
Oh, Billy. Oh, yeah. I know Billy's. Here's the thing. Billy played it when he was just a boy in Washington.
I thought he was full of shit, but this guy, he said he's been playing for 5 decades. He's been playing for 5 decades. That's old Billy.
He's got a pretty good serve there.
Not bad, right? And look, he continued it through the years. That's not modern Bill Gates. That's 1980s Bill Gates. He's been playing.
Here's the thing. What's going on with the jeans, brother?
I've never understood people that work out in jeans. Can you fucking help me?
You ever see the guys go to the gyms and they have on like Timberlands and jeans, and I'm like, do you think they're gonna be like, listen, we were gonna get those kids to join the military, but we found this guy here. He's running with his backpack on. Bring him in. Come with us, Jason Bourne.
I went to the gym yesterday, and there's this guy. He's about 80, but he goes in a flannel. I'm like, dude, I know that maybe that was cool in 1912 when you first started working out, but we have like dry fits. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I don't understand. But not only does Bill play, but his father played. Like, they are a pickleball fucking family.
He learned on Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Oh, no. Oh, Pickleball Island. I remember that. That's the only.
You know what? Well, here's the thing that's interesting, right? They asked Billy what he was talking to Epstein about. And this is what really got me tickled. And he said, donating to my charity. You're the richest man in the world. How is this possible?
Yeah.
You need money? Are you on drugs?
we need a few more dollars. But I know you're a big fan of this guy, Ben Johns. They were talking to each other about form. I mean, Bill Gates is pretty serious.
He's pretty serious fella.
What?
That's Billy.
This is okay. Huh, he looks older.
Bill has breast implants now.
You think he looks older?
Yeah, I was shocked. This does not look.
He has breast implants, Robin.
When you're a multi-billionaire, you can have as big of boobs as you want as a guy. Nobody gives a fuck. I will say this, though. I've seen a lot of Bill Gates. He's usually very reserved, very businessy. As soon as you get him talking about pickleball, he lights the fuck up. You should watch this minute and 30 second. He is talking about dinking and dunking and form. It's a side of Bill Gates I've never seen before.
Is that what they call them, picklers?
I didn't know that, but
I think that's what he calls himself.
You're a pickler, Rodney.
According to Bill Gates. Just playing the game.
Do you think you could beat Bill Gates? Look at his form. You think so?
Yeah, you can tell by the way he's holding his paddle. In that other picture, you see his father?
Yep.
Why is his paddle on his leg if he's at the net? It should be up here. By the time he registers that the ball's coming, I've already shot his glasses off his face.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Them's fighting words. I was just thinking though, if you're the richest man in the world, or you might have some advantage with paddles and stuff. So I went to Amazon. And I looked up most expensive paddles. They top off pretty quickly. Like this 2-pack is $830. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but these Ben John ones, they're only $250. I mean, that's.
No, they're not expensive, but those those two up there for 830, and even that 318, those are all crap.
Really?
Yeah, they're crap paddles. Look at them.
Right.
There's no brand name. Ayusaka. No, it's the Ben Johns ones are good. The Yolas.
Okay,
Yeah.
so even if you're playing Bill Gates, he'll have no advantage. His money is useless on the court.
Well, he might have the best players in the world training him.
Right.
But
he's also in his 70s, isn't he? Although pickleball knows no age.
Yeah, pickleball knows no age.
Yeah,
doesn't his father, if you go back to that picture of his father, just really quick, doesn't his father look like a really tall Chevy Chase?
I think Chevy Chase is already pretty tall.
Well, I mean, this guy looks like he's 7 foot tall, right? He looks like he came up out of the woods.
He does look like a
Came
giant.
down off one of the trees and was like, I'm gonna play. Like a giant.
Look at that. We killed a half hour. You know what that means?
Whoop.
It's the Karen
Time
Sage
for the evening gown portion.
Yes. So before the evening gown.
Is that where they ask questions?
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, look at that. Who'd have thunk? 90% based on Gates Tech. Well, isn't everybody's? All right. We have to get off Bill Gates. We'll talk more about that later. But let's
we'll be back, Bill.
Karen, can you give us you want to give us your superhero origin story? Let us know how you came to be and where we are now and how you put pink on a website and somebody called it gay. The whole thing.
Yeah. Sure. So we do transportation software. The reason why we do it is a lot of sort of mid-sized to enterprise customers have trouble competing amongst the big guys. And basically we make them competitive through optimization and price savings and what have it.
So but this is, I don't mean this to be insulting, but it's one of these boring industries, like a normal B2B thing. It's hard to interject a lot of personality in this, right? You can't do a Doritos commercial.
It's not exciting like insurance.
Yeah, it's just one of these. it's anything. It's what we all do. But so when I listened to one of your interviews on YouTube, you came in, you're like, we're going to put pink on the website. And even that in a B2B environment is a bridge too far for a lot of people, to the point where somebody said it was gay.
So, part of it is just everybody gets used to what they're comfortable with, right? And so they want to see lots of pictures of trucks and, hey, packages, things like that. Yeah. And everybody's doing that. So you can't differentiate yourself. So I said, what one thing could really just sort of make people pay attention? And so I picked an absurd color. And this was before Barbie and things like that. Yeah. Tell you what, now our competitors are starting to use pink. I mean, I got to come up with a new sort of shocker.
Right. Well, you're doing okay.
Put a naked person on the front.
Well, she's close. She's got a drunk guy. So you're starting to incorporate humor into this. Is one of your blog things.
That's funny.
Yeah. So have you found that it's been working in this dry environment?
Our numbers, our conversion rates are through the roof, and I think it wakes people up, right? They're so typical, click and pass stuff, right? And it's like, whoa, what the hell is this?
Mm-hmm. This is what kills me about B2B. It's so fucking boring that even if you adjust a color, even if you do an interesting color, it'll work, and it's shocking. And I think, and I don't mean this as an insult, but it's disjointed, because if you look at their logo, I can imagine what the website looked like before this, just based on the logo, right? So here's the thing. It must have looked exactly like this logo. I'm sure it was very blue, right? Because at some point somebody decided blue was the color every website should be. Then they hire you as a CMO, and you go, so they must have gone, we need more out of marketing. We're going to hire a professional CMO. They hire you. You say, you know what we should do? We should use some pink. We should use colors that pop. We should use images that pop. And they fight back. Isn't that fucking annoying? When they hired you to do a specific job, you try to do it and they go, no, I want better results, but I don't want to change in any way.
Yeah, I think, again, a lot of people get stuck in their ways, right? And they're uncomfortable with what's new. So, yes, did I get a lot of flack? Absolutely. And, even amongst the branding wizards, right? They're like, hey, did you map out your colors to make sure that it was, your pink was in the same sort of, no, I did not, I just did it.
So despite that, conversion rates are up.
Oh yeah, through the roof. Like, in fact, LinkedIn, our rep called us and said, I don't know what you're doing over there, but you're getting so much more impressions than 10 times what you did last year, spending, 9% less money on ads.
Do you ever walk past their desk and go, "How do you like that pink now, bitch?"
I
Come on,
know.
right?
How you like those apples?
So have you've only been at Shipwell for about a year now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried to use this technique with prior companies where you've introduced, even like in terms of marketing, a color change or some interesting stock imagery is marginal change, but it works. And have you run into problems with other companies?
I've run into a lot of problems with other companies, but not because I've introduced pink. But
what else are you doing? Jeez.
What's going on?
So I would say that it's funny. A lot of people, like, if I'm interviewing, they'll go, "Well, what's your strategy?" And I'm like, "Look, you got to get in there and you got to figure out what's going to work, right?" So I would tell you, every company I've been at has been very different and needed different things. At that former company, they needed to be more professional. They were sort of out there in the brand. Everything looked like their high school nephew did the branding. And so for them, it was about making it more professional, right? I think every situation requires a new sort of introspection and what needs to be done. But no, did I, part of the pink thing was I had no branding money. I had no money to sort of, hire very expensive people to come in and do, focal groups and things like that. And I knew I had to do it pretty quick. I mean, we were spending a shit ton of money on ads and things like that and getting, very little return. And so it was a way to just, very quickly take it up a notch.
Do you find that focus groups help? Because I despise them in their very idea for two reasons. Can I just tell you why I hate them?
Yes.
So there's this book by Daniel Kahneman called Thinking Fast and Slow, and it talks about how the brain operates on two different levels. One is sort of instinctual and one is thinking. When we watch commercials, our reaction is instinctual. We either like it or don't. We move the fuck on. That's how the public consumes commercials. However, when you sit a focus group down, you go dissect this. That's not how we interact with them. So they're interacting with them in an incorrect way. They're going, "Well, I don't know. I think you need a couple more black people," or whatever it is. But that's not how we think. So that's why every commercial is dog shit, because they thought about it too much. And the ones that fail in focal groups, one famous one is the Cadbury Gorilla ad. I don't know if you've seen this, but it increased Cadbury sales by 30%. It died a horrible death in focus groups. But the guy goes, "Fuck it, we're running it anyway." It didn't show the product. It was just a guy in a gorilla suit playing the drums. And it crushed. But that's antithetical. But marketing should be antithetical. It should disrupt and make you think and make you look at it and go, "Holy shit, this is different. Now, what is this?" As opposed to being, like you said, Shipwell should have trucks, right? That's the logical thing. But if that made sense, they'd be crushing it with trucks.
Right.
So anyway, what were you going to say about focus groups?
So I hate them.
She likes them.
In talking to customers, right? But what's worse is they do these focal groups and they come out with what they call mood boards. Total crap. Like, how do you feel about these color combinations? It just
Who gives a fuck? Like, I just don't understand.
And they're expensive. You're probably talking at a start $20K, if not more, to do like a study like that with a major brand agency.
Of course, and to some degree, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. They're never going to go, "It should be funnier. It should be more exciting. It should be more out there." They're always they're going to go, "You know what? We need to attract everybody. We need to get to the middle. And once you get to the middle, nobody fucking likes it." And I think that's where B2B is in totality.
Right. The one advantage is it is data. So like this guy who told me that pink was gay and, we were going down a bad path. The data on the conversion rates, that's what I use to say, "You don't know what you're talking about, pal." Right.
Yeah. But how do you get, unless they're willing to try the how do you get numbers on the pink? So there needs to be one person that goes, "All right, let's A/B test it." And I think
we did A/B testing. Yeah.
So and you won in the A/B testing, and then you can't argue with it.
Unarguable.
We have a cybersecurity company, and their retainers are in the millions. Like, they're a serious fucking company. They're out of DC. Our email marketing lady put a poop emoji in the subject line. They got 6 times the registrants for a cybersecurity webinar. That makes no fucking sense, but it works because no other cybersecurity company is going to put a shit emoji in a subject line.
That's right.
That's good.
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So you
now,
talked about that.
that'll get overdone, right? So I would say, like, everyone uses, what the ship. Like, come on, it's getting old, right?
Yeah.
The poop emoji.
I was just going to use that one.
Right?
What the ship?
You're right, though.
Yeah, you got to move on to the
You
eggplant.
gotta move on. You gotta come up with more brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna get dirtier and dirtier
Keep
until
at
it's
it.
porn. We're just sending each other porn, and I think that's when capitalism dies. So you said too. Somebody asked you for a good example of a B2B company that's doing it right. I think you said Gong. Wasn't it Gong?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is aesthetically pleasing and slightly different, but it's still very B2B. And it kills me because people, I think if you pushed even further, they could get so much better return. But if this is considered wild, we just live in a very strange world.
What I like about Gong is they took it a step on the community side. So one of the things that they were brilliant at is, basically our ability to contact people cold is like, we can't do it anymore. There's so much noise out there. I get about 15 spam calls a day. I don't even pick up my phone anymore. My emails over the roof, probably about 100 a day. People saying, hey, can I just have 15 minutes? It's over, right? What Gong did was they said, hey, if you're willing to play with us and be part of our community, sign up. And so they basically, their ability to grab permission and leverage permission, I think was, really a forefront in the market. And now it's going to be about little communities. So the Eric and Rodney show, like, are you a member? And so creating these communities and these places to talk, that's where it's going to happen.
The community thing is always confusing.
We got to buy MySpace.
We have to buy MySpace. That's
the only choice.
Get the top 8 back. My issue with community is that I've always thought, like, talking to a brand is the last thing I want to do. I have kids and I have a job and I have a wife and I have a girlfriend and I have a drinking problem. I got all these things. And now I need to talk to a fucking brand. You know what I mean? It's always been like, can't you just, real quick example. We're on StreamYard, right? I love it. It's great. I get to pull up silly little pictures. I don't want to talk to anybody at StreamYard. I don't want to talk to anybody using StreamYard. I think the thing I like, and I know not everyone's, is just give me some good shit at a reasonable price. And can we just move the fuck on?
So it gives you free alcohol. So basically you become a member of their community and you do things for them. You post a positive review. They give you points and then you check them in for that bottle of tequila.
Okay.
That's pretty nice, right?
Okay. So I don't have to talk to any fucking B2B dorks. But if I do something for them, I get free booze. See, it's one of those words we have to, it can't be community, because community to me, we go to meetings, I introduce myself. It needs to have we need to come up with a better word. You're good at marketing. Can you come up with a better word than community?
Tribe.
Group.
Collective.
What about cult? How about a cult? I would join a cult. Yeah.
Anti-cult.
What about somethingology?
You know what I like in science? Have you ever, what if we combine those two words? You ever consider that?
Scienceology. I like it.
Ooh, is that taken? Robin, check the Scientology URL.
Add a T. Add a T.
I think it's great.
Add a T.
Scientology. I like it. The other thing is you talked about in the podcast is sort of the Bud Light versus Nike marketing disruptive campaigns. And this is my opinion on Nike versus Bud Light. Nike knows their audience. It's predominantly urban and black. So when they take a strong stance with Colin Kaepernick, initially it dipped, but then it went back up because they took a strong stance for their audience. Bud Light is shitty piss water frat boy garbage beer. They are never going to embrace the LGBT community. As much as a company and their marketing chick from Harvard wanted them to be, that they didn't read their audience. And that to me is the fundamental difference. So the problem is it's neither binary. You can take a very aggressive stance and make money, but you have to take the right aggressive stance and make money. Mm-hmm. Bud Light failed in totality and Nike crushed it.
But they
can I just say something? Everybody loves Nike.
Yeah, everyone loves Nike.
Said, look, we did this, we screwed up. It was never really our audience, but we got this guy over here. Like they just weren't authentic. They were really wussy about it, Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the other thing too. The Mulvaney thing, they put it on like 10 packs of fucking 6-pack.
It wasn't really lame.
They didn't throw it on everything, but oh man, what a boy, did they?
If you do it, do it big. You know.
I think it would have failed. It would have failed at a national level too, because here's the thing: gays don't drink Bud Light, and people that drink Bud Light don't love gays. You know, it's like they're trying to fundamentally change what their product is and who drinks it. That makes it's like McDonald's going, we're gonna go after the vegans. Like, well, don't you serve meat? Oh yeah, but veganism is cool, isn't it? It was just a total misreading of the market. I love it because it was the worst failure in marketing history. Modelo is the #1 beer now in the United States, and Bud Light's never going to recover. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't really. You know what? Though I got to tell you, I really like Modelo. Modelo is, and forget about ad campaigns, but I think Modelo tastes better.
Yeah, it's a better beer.
In my opinion, yeah, it's better.
I didn't have Modelo until this. I wanted to try the world.
It's good, right?
Oh. It's my new
Bud Light really disgusting?
Have you had?
Is it as bad as?
Have you had Modelo Especial and Modelo Negro?
I've only had the everyday normal Modelo.
Isn't the Especial. Yeah, you got to have the Negro. It's dark. It's incredible as well. It's a little heavier, but it's incredible.
I like the short, squat bottle. I like the gold on top. That's my new shitty beer of choice.
My stuff.
But Robin, to answer your question, Bud Light used to be my shitty beer of choice. I would never drink it. Like when I was in college, that was my shitty beer of choice. I'm a male in my 40s, so I drink IPAs. But if I had to drink a shitty beer, it would have been Bud Light. But now it's Modelo.
I don't like IPAs. They're a little too hoppy for me.
They're hoppy as fuck. It's because white men go too far with everything. They used to be reasonably hoppy, and then you have to double the IPAs, and then you tripled the IPAs, and now there's fucking quadruple IPAs. Let's just drink grain alcohol. All right? Can we just get to the point? Karen, do you drink?
Oh, yes, a lot.
What do you drink a lot of?
Oh, I love everything. Tequila, vodka, you name it.
Are you drinking the high end stuff or the Bud Lights of tequila and vodka?
I drink it all.
You just don't discriminate.
I don't discriminate.
Well, let's do a branding exercise. Who do you think has branding wise who's killing it with tequila right now?
Oh, well, George Clooney, right?
George Clooney, Trey. No. What is his?
Randy Gerber.
Casamigos.
You know what I like too is Dwayne the Rock Johnson's tequila. Have you had that?
No.
Oh,
Avion or Avalon or something, right? What is it?
I thought that was Trey something.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Trace
What is it?
Trace Amigo.
Ryan Reynolds did pretty well with the gin, right?
Ryan Reynolds
Aviator.
does what? Aviator.
Aviation gin. Don't care for that so much. It's a little botanical.
Well, I don't like gin, but I like him. He's funny.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the best gin in the world? It's I'm going to. It's Brockman's.
Who's?
Brockman's. Have you had Brockman's?
No, never had it.
You'll never drink another gin. It's $25. It tastes like licking God. Every other gin should quit. It's that fucking good.
I'll try it.
Oh my God. And I've no.
Are you gonna give her the other tidbit we learned?
What's that?
Only the high rollers drink tequila.
That's right. And the highest end tequila in the world, bourbon in the world is what is it? Maker's Mark. Do you drink bourbon?
I do.
Oh my God, you really do drink everything.
That's great.
Booze, I don't think they don't push it hard enough either. Who do you think is doing the best job when it comes to marketing, right? Like whose brand is just perfect?
In the alcohol community or
besides us? No, just in the world. Like give me your who are the North Stars when it comes to branding and marketing?
That's a tough one.
All right, I'll go. Liquid Death. I don't even like Liquid Death. I think it's garbage. I drink a lot of seltzer. I'm a Poland Springs guy. Liquid Death tastes like shit, but they're brilliant because they did the opposite of everything you would assume. If you drink seltzer, you go, who are our drinkers? Oh, they're probably chicks. They're concerned about calories. They don't want to drink soda. They want something healthy. Well, what would they like? Flaming Skulls. That makes no sense, but it works because no one else does it, and everyone is a fucking moron.
Have you heard of Feastables? It's a Mr. Beast company.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was only chocolate bars.
They do chocolate and gummies.
Oh, weed gummies?
No.
Just normal gummies?
No drugs.
No drugs.
No drugs in the gummies?
No Mr. Beast drugs.
Mr. Beast did the
Mr.
opposite.
Beast don't do no drugs. Only drinking.
But he's a marketing machine.
Yeah,
well,
he's pretty smart.
Genius. You know what his genius is? Being famous and selling stuff.
Yep.
That's
being out there, getting awareness.
He's doing what we're trying to do. You get fame and then you can sell anything. The example I always bring up is the George Foreman grill. It was supposed to be the Hulk Hogan grill. the grill guys, whoever fucking did it, just go, we need some sort of goofy B-level celebrity who's going to go talk about this thing. And they didn't care who the fuck it was. And they nailed it. That, one of them Kardashians, the one that sells all the makeup, billionaire, you think she would have done that unless
all of them do that?
Kendall, I think.
Which one?
I'm sorry.
It's Kyrie and Kylie and Kendall and Katie and
I'm 42 and yeah, I'm just that show's not for me, but
they're all selling things.
A lot of shit. Well, yeah, because once you're famous, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I know we love Ryan Reynolds, but Aviator wouldn't have done shit unless it was attached to him. So I think the two ways you can get super fucking wealthy is to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, or just be rich and sell some shit, or be Robin and sell feed pics on the internet. I don't know. There's a lot of.
It's one of the three.
Yeah.
Philippines has done it right because there is no marketing for alcohol in the Philippines because it's just one big, huge monopoly. We only have San Miguel. That's it.
You only have one type of alcohol?
Well, one type of beer. And all the other like local alcohols are made from the same company anyway. So it's just one big monopoly.
Do you import? Do you import a lot of different stuff?
Not really. So like all of the brands you guys are mentioning, I've never heard of. The only tequila I've heard of in the Philippines is Jose Cuervo. Do you guys know that?
That's the good stuff.
That's what we have here. Jose Cuervo.
That's what the real criminals drink.
Full of booze for you.
Don't do it. You'll get arrested.
Jose Cuervo is terrible. Throw it out. We has a place and a time and a place. Never in the trash.
You remember Lowenbrow, or are you too young for that?
What is it?
Lowenbrow? Like, it was a cheap, it wasn't even German, but they made it look like it was German beer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hi.
It was very good. It's my favorite.
My father's retired military, and last Christmas we went to the military liquor store. So they have all kinds of high-end shit, but on the bottom of the shelf are gallon jugs of what they call military special gin, military special vodka, military special tequila. They're all $9.99, and it would be the best thing Robin's ever had. You know what I mean? Like our bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
What makes it military special?
It's probably the worst shit you've ever. Dude, it's a fucking gallon jug for $10. It's garbage. But you would
avoids every like environmental and other sort of regulations.
They use it to kill. Well, where I'm from, they use it to kill the weeds.
They have Roundup.
The Southern Roundup.
All right, so let's drink a bunch of military special and then come up with what do we do about the B2B marketing out there, because it's all so trash. Is part of the problem that people that are into B2B just inherently boring and dorks and nerds? Is that I think
everyone that has a job is a nerd.
That are boring.
What's boring?
They listen too much to people that are boring.
So do you think we could get them to listen to us? Why won't they listen to us?
I think they do. I think they want to. I think they want new stuff, right? New ideas.
Well, so I don't know who to blame here, because I think it's both sides have blame. I think that companies want to pretend that they want to be edgy and unique, and then they'll go, okay, no, I like this, but can we just dull this? If we dull, we can bring that back a little bit, and then by the time it goes through the process, it's boring and bland and vanilla. So they're a problem. And then I think marketing agencies, for either years of being told that nobody wants creative shit or just a lack of talent, also aren't like, oh my God, we have a million fucking great ideas and nobody will take them. I think it's dummies over here and it's dummies over here. And how do we get to the smart middle? Is it even possible?
Isn't it always the compliance teams that are messing it up?
Sometimes.
Compliance teams are a problem, but even small companies that don't have compliance teams are afraid. Everybody lives in constant fear.
They're afraid. And they see the Bud Light thing and they go, oh, panic, right?
Yes. Bud Light did us a huge disservice. Like I'm a huge advocate of mushrooms, Caesar. But the guy that tried to crash the plane recently said he was on psilocybin. I go, fuck, that's going to set the movement back by 5 years. And that's what the Bud Light campaign did. Because they're always going to go, well, this one guy did this one thing and claimed to be on this shit where it clearly wasn't fucking mushrooms. Just like Bud Light. Go, yes, okay, don't put a trans woman on your beer bottle and then we can all just move the fuck on, right?
I have a question. What brands do you think have completely missed the mark? Like, for example, I could say one, I believe. Well, I don't think they missed the mark. They just don't know what happened to them. It's BlackBerry.
Yeah, them.
Like they went to sleep behind the wheel. They were like, everyone's getting an iPhone.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
like, who do you think is literally shit the bed?
Blockbuster Video. I'm not hearing a lot from them.
No,
but they had
not
I
from
don't know
them.
what's happened.
Yeah.
But
No
you know,
Blockbuster
their
news.
branding wasn't bad, right? It was in your face. I think that was more of a technology thing, right?
BlackBerry.
Yeah.
What
BlackBerry.
about WeWork?
What
do you
about
think
Amazon?
about-
You don't really have a brand per se, right?
You know what I love about
It's Jeff
Amazon?
Bezos.
It is.
Amazon does exactly what I want a brand to do, which is they give me cheap shit fast and they shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
I don't want anything, like once you've nailed it, I want funny Doritos commercials. I want funny fucking shaving commercials. I want funny shit spray commercials. I'm not going to bitch if Amazon does a funny commercial, but they've just nailed it. Cheap, good stuff fast. Oh my God. Genius.
Yeah. Don't need a big brand then.
No, they're the Michael Jackson of corporations. Like, it doesn't matter all their evils. I don't give a fuck. The music's that good. And the Amazon is just incredible. Why would you buy from anywhere besides Amazon if it's on Amazon? Cheaper and faster.
Because
Yeah,
at
that's true.
the end of the day, it becomes a monopoly, and then they have you, and then they extort,
We had a
Right.
guy on that's trying to do an alternative to Amazon, and his thing is like, it's going to be for the sellers. But I was like, you got bad news for you. No one gives a fuck about the sellers. I'm a consumer, so I don't give a shit about you. I just want
Well,
good stuff.
have you been on Timo or Shin yet?
Nope.
So these are Chinese Amazons, and they're incredible.
I don't trust the Chinese. First of all, I'm too big to buy their clothes. Like, I'm an
I know, yeah.
XXXXXXL in Chinese sizes.
But this is like, pens and notebooks and
I see their ads all the time, but I thought it was Elon trying to get in my pocket. What do you think about Twitter? Are they headed it, or X? Are they headed in the right direction?
How's X's marketing? Is doing pretty good.
Oh, poor guy.
Do you think they need more pink? I think I'm going to give Elon a call. I think that's going to solve the problem.
I think they need to change all the black to pink. Totally.
I think Elon, if I was Elon, I would hire the people that came up with the genius idea for the Bud Light commercial. Maybe with his bad ideas and theirs, they'll counteract each other.
Thinking like, yeah.
I thought he should have brought in, I said this for OpenAI and for him. He should have brought in the guy from WeWork.
Oh, yeah.
Adam.
What about the guy from FTC, the fraud guy? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sam. Well, he's incarcerated. You know what's weird, though, is that this is what I was thinking. If Trump ends up going to jail and winning the presidency, if they're in the same place, he could get Sam Bankman-Friedman, or whatever his name is, some advice for the Federal Reserve.
Love it.
It'd be like a suicide squad and put them all in charge of our money. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I like that. Karen, do you think people care about sustainability and authenticity?
So I think people like you and I care about it. I don't think corporations have really figured out how to embrace that from a monetary standpoint. So I think there's a lot of what they call greenwashing out there. It's all for show. It's all for show.
Temu, I've never see knockoff. I'm not against knockoff products, but like, is it going to take a long time? Amazon is just so cheap. How much cheaper is Temu going to be? I just don't understand.
So I would say Temu is about 1/10 of the price of Amazon.
1/10?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm concerned about quality.
You gotta look at it. You'll be addicted.
But that seems almost too cheap. Aren't I concerned about quality?
It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Is the Viagra going to work?
You get these big packages in the mail that are like brown paper with big duct tape, just sort of randomly put on it. People think that you're doing fentanyl trading or something.
Oh, asking for a friend. Do they sell fentanyl on Temu? I'll check it out. I'll look it up for a news story that I'm doing on fentanyl. I don't think here's the thing about sustainability and corporate messaging and positioning and sort of brand values is until Nike is dethroned by that shoe company that gives away a free pair of shoes to homeless people, I don't fucking buy it. We know that they use sweatshops and that children, but we still buy because the average person doesn't give a fuck. And I think within marketing, we like to convince ourselves and we like to convince our clients that people care. We don't. We just don't. If we did, the world would be full of vegans wearing Tom's shoes. But instead, we're fucking ruining the environment and using cell phones.
Not using Tom's shoes.
Until Jordan dunks on somebody.
And having stuff shipped from China, right?
Yeah. Didn't Tom do enough damage with Facebook or with Instagram or what did he MySpace? That's not the same Tom, is it?
It's gotta be the same Tom.
Is that him? You know what I got to say too, right? Is that, people in other countries must be like, wow, these shoes came from America. I would be like, these are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen. What are they doing in America? They're ugly. They're so ugly. I mean, like when the first time I saw him, I'm like, wait, are these from a third world country?
Right.
Or are they headed to one? Because these look terrible. Like that,
like shit we give away.
I could do something better myself.
Potato sacks. I don't understand.
They're terrible. What the world's going on with him?
You know why? Because if you let the little Asian children are great at making shoes, so they were just going to make, and they don't cost much, 12 cents. You sell them for $300. Bada bingo, bada bango.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Robin? Oh, we did the hour. Sorry, Carrie, do you want to plug Shipwell in case anyone needs to ship anything? Well,
guys, if you're looking for transportation management, come check us out.
Okay, check out the pink. Read some of their stuff. He's drunk. This guy. Oh, I love it. You need to convince every B2B company to stop being so goddamn boring. We'll do it together. Okay. Well, listen. Happy Monday back from the long weekend. We will be back tomorrow. Karen, stay in the green room for a couple seconds, but I need to log off the official broadcast. We will be back tomorrow. Goodbye, America.